Hello.
Hey, I'm JQ.
I'm TQ.
This is Small Flower TV.
We're really excited.
Yeah,
This is a great one. I need to put my armrest down so I don't get in the way of my flailing. Here we go. I want to jump right into this one. This is right in front of you. This is my well-worn, beloved Vitamix blender, my personal one. It looks a little cloudy only because it gets used once a day for the past
at least
a year and a half, at least once a day. And this episode started. Here, sit down for a second so we can see you.
I was gonna start.
Oh yeah. No, but wait for you can. But sit down so we can see your head.
Okay.
Anyway, this episode started about a year and a half, a little bit more ago, when I was on the quest for the perfect breakfast. What should I eat for breakfast? I would say it's a time in my life when I was stressed out because I'm the one who has a job, and I'm not only in this for the fame and notoriety, unlike some people. But running the store, running the web business, opening up a new store, all that stuff with all the people around me, and we're working hard. And I was maybe not taking good care of myself, running across the street to my favorite place in the world to get the best croissants ever, Cafe Saint Marie.
All the time.
But I was doing a little too much, and I wasn't feeling good, and I wasn't getting enough vegetables in my diet, and I didn't even still. I was looking, what is the answer? So as you can see, my brother right now has been taking some greens. I read this book at the recommendation of a customer of ours called Green for Life by Victoria Butenko. And I would say it changed my life. I'm not a vegetarian, I'm not a vegan, although I think those can be very good for some people. This is not a diatribe about what to eat, other than to say, I realized I don't have nearly enough greens in my life.
Yeah.
I did not. And this is the book that helped me. So I started looking and saying, like, what can we do? What can I do for breakfast that will get me going, not give me bad carb energy that I'll crash, leave me feeling energized, and hopefully get me healthy and on the right path. And this is what I started. I started throwing a bunch of greens, some fruit, maybe I think we got today some lemons, a little mint, parsley, whatever.
Ginger.
There you can mix in. We threw some ginger, and pretty much right now, if you want to, you can stop right here, and this could be your breakfast. And that's what I started with. I didn't mix anything else in. We're going to show you some other options with powders, etc. But let's first mix this one up, right?
Yeah.
And then we can add in the powders and do it again, just so we can show how good it is. You want to do a little more water now?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, obviously it's a little messy here because we're doing this not in a kitchen environment, but it's pretty darn simple, I have to say. You can see water. We're not putting fancy stuff in there. There's no added sweeteners, no anything. Now,
this is the world's greatest blender.
And you don't need a Vitamix to start, although we sell them. We have a very good price on them.
And it is the most beneficial in terms of blending up the greens so you have maximum surface area.
Yeah.
So, and we'll explain what.
But we're gonna have to be quiet probably for 1 second. But watch how fast this blends.
That's on low.
That's on low. That's the low setting. And this is just. You don't even need your house. I think low. I just do my low. Rocking and rolling. How long has this been? I would say less than 2 minutes. We have breakfast. In today's pre-washed everything society, you can go to Whole Foods or wherever, buy some organic greens pre-washed, and you can buy a wide variety now.
Yeah, you can. So, I used in this one.
Pour me a little more.
Well, I just want to try this, then I want to add the rest of the stuff.
All right, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But I just want to talk about this for a second. Look at this. Look how liquidy and beautiful that is. Now, I don't care who you are.
That is just delicious.
You know what I think
of?
When I drink this, I think of the Outcast song, "So Fresh and So Clean," because that's how I feel. When literally, like in my head right now,
there's two things.
Nobody dope as
so there's two things. I think that
wow.
One is the amount of energy you get from this is outstanding. It really is cartoonishly Popeye-esque. You're like, you know what I mean? Afterwards.
There's a reason why I've been doing this now for over a year and a half as my breakfast, and when I don't have it, I feel like crap, to be honest. Like, once a week we'll probably take my kids out and we'll go to like the diner, and I get like eggs, and it's like it should be a treat, and it is. I enjoy it while I'm having it, but afterwards I am dragging. This, when you have it, literally I got until lunchtime this like great, alive, fresh and clean energy.
It's true, and a lot of people will ask in the store like, well, I mean, how long do I have to take these supplements? Sure, I have to be on vitamins all the time. What do I have to do? And there's always this like well, what's the change I have to make, sort of? You know what I mean? A lifestyle change I can make. And this one's simple, and you feel the difference. And I would say, more than any other supplement, I think this is the most important thing you could do for your body, period.
Well, especially if you're the kind of person who's in a rut when you're eating. You know, if you're running out and getting your coffee and your muffin at Dunkin', Yo-Yo's, whatever it is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that,
It's true. And I used to have this feeling like I would try and eat greens like everybody else, salads and things. I can't eat enough.
This is for vegetarians. Vegetarians, don't be fooled. This is not for the people who aren't vegetarians or aren't eating vegetables. Because the common thing that we see is that vegetarians
tend to eat grilled cheese and fries and stuff.
Yeah, you know, and even vegans tend to overload on nuts and seeds and tofu and things like that. And we can go into a whole separate reason about tofu.
But I always had this impetus. I would say to people, literally, I wanna. If I could just drink my salad, I would do it. And now
And that's what she talks about in this book. If you look at the diet of chimpanzees, which are the closest animal relative to humans, their diet is about 50% greens.
Yeah.
Now, most vegetarians I know, they don't eat 50% greens. It's very difficult to do.
Your best
and it's monotonous.
Food is less than 10%.
Yeah.
Your average diet is less than 5% greens.
So the goal is, how do you get a lot of greens? You see what we did? A giant salad that could have fed a whole family. Yeah. We just put in this thing, and you can drink this throughout the day, and you are going to be getting some serious greens.
You're also going to be getting protein, which is something people don't think of when they think of greens.
Yeah.
You think of chicken, you think of eggs. But what you forget is that the amino acids, the proteins in this, are much more simple and easy for the body to break down as opposed to the complex chains in, say, a chicken breast. And in this, you're getting a huge amount of protein.
You're getting a huge amount of amino acids that the body can use to synthesize proteins.
Readily available.
And you could say, in one way, that the whole quest of eating is a desire to get the energy, is the body's need to get the energy from the sun into our body. But we don't eat, our body isn't made to digest grasses. And that's the problem. So we eat animals that eat grasses or eat grains and eat these things that are all...
If we're lucky, we eat animals that eat grass.
I would say we should.
Corn, you know. So.
Most of us don't anymore, unfortunately. So the point is, like, how do we shorten that chain? It's not saying don't eat these things. You decide for yourself what you should be eating. But there's one unquestioned thing. We should all be getting more greens. That is pure energy. You're getting the energy the body needs.
Pure, it is. And what
and
it
fiber,
too. So, but also, just to say, the chlorophyll, the energy from the sun is oxygen, is what it is. It's oxygen. You see these supplements out there, cell foods and things like that. But all they're trying to do is give you oxygen to you on a cellular level. And when you can't do that and the cell cannot process or get enough oxygen, what happens is that there's a thing with the RNA and DNA basically don't control cell division at anymore, and then so dead cells end up growing at too large of a rate. You know what I mean?
Where did you learn all this stuff, man?
It's true. It's true. And so that's like it's kind of like it's a scary thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you think about dead matter in the body, and the perfect follow-up to that, dead matter in the body to get rid of is fiber. And that's what we're getting tons of fiber in here.
And it's also why you shouldn't be like, when people say, oh, I do juicing, I feel like juice has some very good benefits. But the fact is, when you juice, you're separating all the pulp and the fiber out of it. Our bodies are designed to take things, whole foods, and digest them. So this is one of those situations where the sum is greater than the parts by far.
Yeah.
You know what? Orange juice is not that great for you. An orange can be much better for you when it has the pulp and the fiber,
and all the things
that are in there, and they cannot be separated and taken separately and get the same effect as having the whole food. So let's talk about that. Here, you want to stop here, cut off the video, go get you some greens, go blend it up in your own blender. I don't care if you buy anything from here. This is just about getting greens going and getting you a healthy way to start the day and get serious energy.
Let's quickly talk about insoluble fiber, which is it's like a million little Brillo pads when you liquefy it like this, scraping your insides and pulling out dead matter.
So fresh.
I have a couple notes here. Toxins come from inhaling dust, undigested food, heavy metals, pesticides, and dead cells of our own bodies, which is 70 to 100 pounds a year. That's insane to think about. Not to mention,
I'm more like 100.
Not to mention when you're not breaking down or pulling out these foods undigested food, what happens is it can end up in the bloodstream, and when you end up with food in the bloodstream, you end up with severe allergies,
asthma,
all kinds of immunological
those are,
disorders.
it's not that that's the only way you get it, but they are certainly, it's an implicated somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
There's a high correlation of those things. So you want to clean yourself
Just
out.
Google leaky gut.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah,
you'll be grossed out, and then you'll come back with us drinking green drink.
Right, so juicing, what you were saying, eliminates all the pulp. Average human only gets 12 to 18 grams of fiber a day. The wild chimpanzee, 200 grams a day.
That's insane.
You know?
And chimpanzees aren't the big ones. They're not generally like.
No, but they're the ones who
aren't, no, but
test
what I'm saying is
for
they're not.
likeness.
If they're the closest to us, it's not like they're like twice our size.
No,
like
it's not.
chimpanzees are
It's a chimp,
not. Yeah, it's a chimp. It's not that big, and they're getting that much more. You're talking over 10 times more on average, 10 to 20 times more than a fully grown human. That's problematic.
Now, they also have a stronger jaw. They can chew these things up. So that's part of the reason to need to liquefy it.
Yeah.
If you take some tough greens from outside and you chew them up, you're going to still see it in pieces, even if you sit and chew it for 10 minutes. You know?
Coming out the other side.
So, yeah. So,
Anyway, so this is sort of like your iron stomach that does some of the pre-digestion for you.
Exactly.
And the reason why we like Vitamix, and again, of course we sell it, but part of it is I use my own blender. Even though I sold it, I didn't use this blender for a while, just because I had one. And then eventually I got tired of having, one of the things that grosses a lot of people out is having chunky and grittiness in there because of the greens. This thing is it's like soup. It's liquid. And it tastes great.
Vitamix, just to also tell you guys, is also a 90-year-old, still family-run and owned and operated business. So we like to support family business.
And it's got a great warranty.
It's like a, what is it, 7 years?
Oh, you can take ingredients on this, put it on there, turn it on, and let it run for 10 minutes from fresh ingredients, and end up with boiling hot soup.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
Oh, and also you can make ice cream somehow too.
Yeah, somehow there's ice cream. I've never even got that.
I
yet,
did.
so.
I made ice cream.
All right.
That's good.
Cool. So let's talk about a few things, Jay, that we can add, and try and stay seated so we can see you. But let's talk about a few things that we can add to our smoothies. If you wanted to add things like additional protein or
so we're
whatever.
gonna try this. We're gonna add a little.
This is Billy's Infinity Protein. We've done a review on this before. This is what I add. So what I found is after doing it for a few months, that I love the energy. I don't have any problem with energy, but what I have a problem with is I wasn't getting the full enough feeling to last me till lunch. And that, which is fine. You can snack on nuts, you can do whatever you want. There's a lot of good things to snack on. But I wanted to feel like I was getting a little more protein in my smoothie. So this is one thing I made.
Here's the other thing that I like. The thing I like to add is salba seed. Salba seeds are a chia seed. Now, the thing is, you get a lot of omega-3s from greens. They're in the form of ALA, which is the parent omega-3. Your body breaks that into DHA and EPA. Now, these seeds are great because they add extra fiber too, and it's just like the chia seed actually holds 10 times its weight in water. So you don't find, if you're one of those people that gets thirsty throughout the day and can't seem to drink enough water, salba is a good way.
Well, and for any of you who read the book Born to Run, which I think is an incredible book, it's a huge bestseller out there, got me running again after 20 years and doing minimal shoe and barefoot running. This is what the Tarahumara Indians mix in their mix to keep them going for like 50 to 100 miles.
And what, they won the 100-mile race like 4 times.
They're the best runners in the world as a culture. Another thing I like to mix in is vitamin C. I think vitamin C, people take it in a pill form, it's not very absorbable. This is an amazing form of vitamin C. Again, there's a bunch of them we have. I like to use Billy's. It's a great form of vitamin C from acerola cherries, rose hips.
All whole food.
Yeah, all whole foods. Very absorbable. Yeah. I mix that in as well. You don't have to do any of this stuff. We're just kind of showing like...
This is a good base, and you can add what you want to tailor it to yourself.
Once you get into green smoothies, you can kind of use it as a base.
I've been trying is the Floridix Eprosat.
Are you calling it the right way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Spanish.
Gotcha.
Unless te gusta this way. So,
nice.
But this stuff is delicious. And I've been taking this multivitamin, and I figured why not just throw it in the smoothie? It's already in liquid form, and I like it. I prefer it to the tablets anyway. So,
all right. So put the cap on.
Oh, by the way, what we had in the original one was spinach. that I had bought from the store, but and chard from the store.
Yeah.
But the kale was from my garden. The mint was from my garden. The parsley was from my garden. It was pretty cool. So
Awesome.
I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Urban gardening. Our next episode. All right, mixing this up. I think we're good. There we go. Let's roll, JJ.
All right, let's try this one now. Now I'm gonna fill myself up. Yeah. I've never had this Billy's protein. I'm kind of psyched about it.
Save a little for Michelle for being our videographer.
Got you a little something left. Cheers.
Cheers. You know it's good when you have a green smoothie mustache.
Yeah, when you have the green smoothie mustache, that's
Also, I feel like this is the green smoothie dance time.
So, a couple things we want to talk about while we do the green smoothie dance, which is there's acidity and alkalinity. We want to talk about those real quick. You want the stomach to be acidic, right? That's we talked about. We'll link up below where we talk about reflux and the real causes.
Yeah,
of
we're
it,
doing a great episode
right?
on that.
So we'll link that up below. But greens basically help you to produce the hydrochloric acid for the stomach. So that's great. And now that's not to be confused with alkalinity of the blood, which you want, right?
Yeah.
So you want acidic stomach and you want
Alkaline blood.
Alkaline blood. So greens help balance both of those things.
Isn't that
out.
amazing?
It's so cool. It's all out there. I'm like, look at this. There you go. To necessary to maintain a good alkaline pH, 1 to 2 bunches of dark leafy greens a day.
A day.
How many people do that? 2 in this room.
Michelle, you're behind the camera. You know it's time to start.
Starting Michelle.
And all of you, cheers. Here's to a green, healthy, happy, fresh, and clean feeling
Get the
every
book.
single day.
And
we'll link everything up
Check
below.
out the Vitamix. We have the best price, right?
We do.
Match the best price online. So
Yeah.
buy it from us. We're awesome.
Because we drink green drink.